Good morning, friends. We are in Arizona. We're in one of the national forests out there, and I thought we'd discuss some of the missing 411 cases that occur in the national forests. Not any specific cases necessarily, although the last video I did on the channel was very interesting because that area is about, I don't know, 30-40 minutes from here. And I do not understand how anyone could disappear from that area around Granite Mountain. But isn't this beautiful? Quite beautimous. I came up this hill. Now, we're not really, it looks like we're out in the middle of the wild, but there's actually a country road right out there. And yeah, but so we're actually going to go under the road, and you'll see what I mean in a minute. But I came up here because I spotted some yellow ribbon, and that's usually just caution ribbon for fires and stuff, but it looked like there was a structure there. You can hear the car out in the background. We are definitely out in the wild. So we'll take a look at that. Usually when I go hiking in a national forest, I never leave without finding something weird. And so this will be number one for today. So as you can see, you know, as many of you know, our national forests are beautiful, beautiful areas to go exploring in. But 1% of the time, this looks like, I guess the rangers or the parks department tore it down. Just a little campsite. Looks like they really went all out. It's a shame. I don't know. 1% of the time, people will just disappear without a trace. And yes, with cars in the background. You know, that other location had more than just a country road. There was signage everywhere. There were paved roads. And the man, 60-year-old man, who was very skilled at hiking, completely disappeared without a trace. There's only a 7-mile hike around Granite Mountain, and he managed to disappear without a trace. No signs of predation, animal predation, no signs of an attack. They didn't find anything from him. And there's always an unfortunate point of separation that you find with missing 411 cases, and I only focus on missing 411 because, you know, they're so, David Paulides and his system is so well known at this point in all the disappearances in national forests. But that gentleman left his phone and went hiking alone. He didn't bring a beacon, personal beacon, locator beacon. Didn't have his phone. Didn't have anyone with him. And that's a recipe for a disaster in general. Well, you guys see that? See that? That's why I'm out of breath. I had to climb. I went down from that destroyed shack, and then realized I forgot my walking stick. I'd rather lose a limb than this walking stick. So we're gonna head toward the road and go under it. And I'm going down a different way to save time. So you may get to see Scott roll down a hill. It is beautiful though. Yep. Go down this hill like an idiot. Play stupid games. Win stupid prizes. Actually, I don't know if... Oh yeah, I can. You know, I always thought when I was hiking most of my life, I thought, walking sticks, that's for the elderly. That's for losers and suckers. Not the elderly are losers and suckers. You know what I mean. You know what I mean. Like anyone who didn't use, that had to use a walking stick wasn't a man. Now I realize how completely versatile these things are. I mean, I'm literally going down like nearly a 45-degree hill just by sticking this thing in the ground in front of me. Lovely. Okay. Yep. Walking stick power. My friends, look at that. Okay. All right. So, start walking toward the lovely road. My point in this video, sorry if the sun's in your face, the camera, let's get into some of the shade. My point is that in all this beauty, in all this relative safety, in many locations, even though these explorers, these hikers, are out in the national forest, many times they are very near civilization. It's just a few miles. At most, maybe 10 miles off the beaten path. And they vanished without a trace. Now, for those of you unfamiliar with some of these missing persons cases, you may say, oh, I want to look at this tree. This tree's amazing. Oh, they probably went off. They went off the beaten path. They were bushwhacking, so, you know, they didn't know what they were doing. Pretty cool tree. They got lost, and they succumbed to an injury or the elements. Here's the remains of something. That looks like part of a chimney, or I don't know. Okay. Listen to that. Really kills it, doesn't it, when you're out in the nature and all you do is hear cars. We're gonna get far away from those cars as soon as we go under the road. And you might say, you know, human predation got them. But when these people disappear, in the cases I'm discussing, of course, in the past decade, millions of people have gone missing. Many of them do succumb to animal predation, to, you know, just tripping, falling off a cliff, various injuries, you know, misinterpreting the weather. Weather changes suddenly, gets super cold, they die from hypothermia. But in a lot of these cases, in particular the missing 411 cases, or just cases in national parks that we're discussing, that is not what is happening. That is easily explained away, and in a lot of cases, that's weird. What is that, just ants? Look at that huge area for that ant bed. It's all clear, and there's these interesting plants here. In these cases, they go missing, and authorities have no idea why. For instance, the gentleman I just did the video on, I mean, it's a 7-mile hike around Granite Mountain. I don't mean to bring down the mood of the video, but up there, that's a memorial. Some memorial flowers. I don't know why people can't just drive regular, you know? Keep it boring, keep it safe. We're in it now, friends. Some shade is nice. Some brown recluse, or a random rattlesnake that got in here, or wasps. Yeah, there's a wasp. Oh, look, what do we have here? Looks like a Hogwarts wand. Shimala. Lumos. And it doesn't work. It's broken. Okay. Nice. Okay. Cool. So, like I say, every time I'm out in it, out in the wild, or with the road near us, this isn't wild. I don't consider this much of anything, but it's a new area, and it's good to be semi-cautious and careful in a new area. So, anyways, I think we'll follow this creek. Well, this is actually drainage, so we'll call it a creek bed. But as you can see, it's just beautiful. And what could go wrong, right? And so, in areas like this, where there is civilization nearby, people by the thousands every year. Well, I don't know if it's every year. Let's just go with, because I forget my statistics. People by the hundreds go missing every year. There's some footprints. I don't know if those are human or not. And it's inexplicable. Oftentimes people go missing and all they find is their shoes. And guess what? Their shoes are still tied when they find them sitting next to one another. And that's all they find. Looks like we have something here. Just a little makeshift campsite. Yippers. You know, every time I come out here, I've been coming out, well, I mean, I lived in the country for almost 12 years, and I've heard some weird stuff, but who cares? Animals make the strangest sounds. Animals that you wouldn't even think. Birds, you know, coyotes, they make the strangest sounds. Have you guys ever heard a peacock? They sound just like a little girl screaming. It used to freak me out. Living in the country, they had a peacock farm, but they started out with just a few. Anyways, I digress, but they started out with just a few, so we weren't accustomed to it. All of a sudden oh look, we're really out in it now. There's a biker. Yeah. And yet, areas like this creek bed, it's really a lot flatter than what I would have expected. Sorry, camera issues. So there's a trail. We're sticking to the creek bed. Looks like a pretty spot up ahead. There's a lot of granite here. And a lot of these disappearances, an inordinate amount of disappearances without a trace, happen around granite and water. This area actually has some lakes and a lot of granite. And yes, there's quite a few UFO sighting reports and all that over the years. And yes, their share of disappearances. Look how flat this is. That's cool. This creek bed is very traversable. If I don't get any branches in my eyes, good Lord. We'll go up to this trail. Why not? So, I don't know. Just bring your cell phone when you go hiking. Go hiking with someone if you can. If not, bring a personal locator beacon. And for God's sakes, if your state allows it, bring protection against humans. And you know what I'm talking about. And if your state doesn't allow it, then move to a freer state. Good Lord. See, unfortunately, out in these, getting real, out in the national forest, a lot of times there will be, addicts or, kind of a drug using homeless that set up camps, and they're not always of stable mind, and, could be some danger there. So I ran into many little makeshift camps with the weirdest stuff out here, man. There was one little campfire I found, and they had stuffed animals arranged around the campfire, but these stuffed animals were like tore to pieces, and like little stuffed animal parts were like around the fire. I'm like, okay, drugs are bad. Gotta watch for rattlesnakes out here. You don't really have to worry about, bear. Everybody always worries about bears. In the West, well, Southwest, where I am, you don't really have to worry about bears. We have smaller bears, and bear attacks are like once every 30 years or something. Coyotes won't attack you. Cougars won't attack you unless you do something stupid. Closest call I had out here, out in the forest out here is two that were kind of weird. Well, apparently bees migrate, or I don't know what they do. But I was out here. Just imagine being right here, except I was in a much denser part of the woods, and you hear this. It sounds like static on an old TV, right? But really low, like, and it's driving you crazy because you can't see anything. You can't pinpoint what it is, where the sound's coming from. It's directionless. And so I kept hiking. After about 20 minutes, I literally felt like I was losing my mind, like it was an auditory hallucination or something. And then I see it. It's just this gray blur. But you can tell it's moving through the forest. And as I got closer, the static became a hum. And then you could tell it's millions or thousands in the least bees slowly traveling through the woods in the form of a cloud. And oh my gosh, one of the creepiest experiences of my life. Completely natural experience, but creepy as hell. And then the other one that was more dangerous was I was climbing up an embankment. I felt adventurous and athletic. So it was something like this, you know, where you're almost climbing up 45 degrees. You gotta be real careful. And I made it, and I got to the top, and I was panting and, you know, breathing hard, and then I look up, and staring down at me, no crap, about 20 feet away, is a full-size adult buck. He's got his head down looking right at me. And I was like, of all the damn... So I just very slowly backed back down. I'm surprised I didn't fall backwards off the freaking hill. Went down and, you know, went home and used the restroom. And yeah. So... But yeah, I believe the gentleman, what was the gentleman's name? That's horrible that I can't remember the gentleman from my last video. I blame it on not having coffee this morning. But yeah, like I say, he went missing in an area just like this, surrounded by roads and buildings and lots of signage. Thank God there's no signage out here. And I went out there and I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe anyone could get lost out there. Let's see what this is. Some tin. But anyways, there's another video that I did, many people did, on the subject of the Billings Reservoir in Brazil. Believe it or not, the victim was found at the Billings Reservoir. It wasn't I forget the name of the other reservoir. And it appeared, once again, sorry we're taking a dark turn with this, but this really changed my view on the way I view extraterrestrials, UFOs. There was human mutilations. You know how we talk about cattle mutilations? Well, this was human. Such surgical precision, and this is out in a village, out in Brazil. In other words, there's no humans out there with a bunch of laser scalpels or whatever the heck they call them, $100,000 worth of surgical equipment, you know, taking people's lives. It just isn't happening. I mean, I'll let you look into it. It was incredibly... Oh, look. Is that a bike right there? There's a trail up there? We're just taking the hard way. Yeah, so come to find out, there are many cases. And if you look at it, I'll let you look it up. You look it up, you'll see they're like cattle mutilations, only it is human beings. And they have... Anyways, I won't go into details, but it could not be done by humans. It could not be done. And that scared the heck out of me, because it's like, I don't mind E.T. coming down and, you know, visiting with us. But if they're taking they're taking organs and samples and carving us up, it's time for them to go home. So, oh, okay, well, this is number two. Number two, oddity, not oddity, that is a memorial marker. That's no name. Looks like a scarf or something. Yeah. Out here? I wonder what happened. I mean, sometimes people just have a heart attack, you know. Unfortunately, around these, you know, around the canyons and stuff out here, a lot of times bikers won't be careful, and they'll or they'll pop those stupid earbuds in. Guys, if you are in nature, do not wear earbuds. You need all of your senses. You need all of your instincts on high alert, and you need all of your senses sharp. You stick earbuds in, predators can sneak up on you, not just human, anything. You got your back facing a cougar, although it's unlikely. They, oh, here's an idiot completely engrossed in music with his back facing me. Anyways, don't wear earbuds when you're out on a hike. Do not. Anyways, they pop in their earbuds and they go for, a high-speed bike ride, and they go off a cliff. But I mean, just look at this. Just listen for a few seconds. It's just quiet and peaceful and serene and beautiful. And you would think it's the safest place. And I don't know if it's natural or supernatural what's happening to these poor people, but it's happening by the thousands, and over a 10-year period by the millions. Well, when I say millions, there's thousands that disappear without a trace under very suspicious circumstances, strange circumstances. But there's millions of people that go missing in national forest. That looks cool. Go hiking with someone. Have a beacon, have your cell phone, have protection, and just enjoy nature. Well, we got to see a couple of oddities out here. I was thinking of, I'll have a better structure next time. Not just. I mean, if I'm hiking, I still need to have some loose script. This was completely obviously unscripted, just going on a hike and just talking out loud. But I'll have just sort of a script memorized in general. Look at this. That is cool. That is granite. Wild. Oh, there's bone for you. A vertebrae to something. I don't know. Can you see that? Oh, wow, this is a cool little spot. Perfect spot for a rattlesnake. Yeah. See where this is? This is where water was. This is what's so flat. Wow, this would be beautiful in the winter or during the monsoons, when this fills up with water. What do you guys think about the whole alien visitation stuff and UFOs? I mean, here's my way of thinking, okay? I've completely digressed. I was going to end the video, but we're going to talk about this one last thing. Okay. You're a visitor from thousands of light years away, right? Millions, who knows? And you come and you're like, oh, look at these weird creatures that dominate this planet. We need to sample their DNA and see what makes them tick. Well, how many times would you need to sample their DNA? How many times would you need their organs? And, over how many hundreds or thousands of years? I would imagine not many. So why is it still going on? I mean, UFOs have been reported for thousands of years. Some pine cones everywhere. There's our memorial marker. Oh, look, someone has left. That's weird. There's just a single pipe threading sitting on a rock. Just a rusted pipe threading. we'll leave it on a log. So now the next person walking by will say, someone has left a pipe threading on a log. But why would they do that? And another thing, are they moronic? Do they not understand that their UFOs make intense bright lights in the sky that we can all see? Don't they believe in stealth? Why would they make the biggest, brightest spectacle when they come and observe us? You know? I mean, even if people say, oh, it's the military. The same thing for the military. When the military stealth bomber is black, it's matte black. You know, it doesn't have to be matte black, you know? I mean, it doesn't have to be that color. I mean, maybe it does help with radar absorption, but anyways, it's all about stealth and you know, being cloaked away from the public eye. Why the hell would you make the biggest, brightest, shiniest? All the reports of UFOs is that they're metallic, shiny metal, and they light up the sky. It doesn't make sense. You know, I like to think, oh, well, if it is truly aliens, well, they don't understand that. I mean, maybe their vision is completely attuned to different electromagnetic frequencies or something. You know, it's like they don't see the same spectrum of light. So to them, they're invisible. But, you know, to us, they're just lighting up the whole... I have no freaking idea. It just doesn't make any sense to me, right? I will conclude with this thought. There's a nice round... Look at that. It's like the only one. Nice round boulder. Or whatever. Rock. We have been looking down our whole lives, right? Everything we do has us generally looking down. And if we're feeling romantic or philosophical, we look up. Every now and then, right? We see that we're surrounded by magic. And I don't mean like Hogwarts. I mean, the universe is made out of 99.999% stuff we have no concept of. We understand a fraction of a percent of the universe and its mysteries. So we're literally surrounded by magic. And so I think from time to time, there's going to be overlap. There's going to be spillage. Some of that profound unknown will wash over our world. And when it does, what does that look like? Is it in the form of, you know, dimensional portals? Is it in the form of creatures spilling in? Is it in the form of spirits? And so I think we'll try this format for a while, getting out into nature and actually telling the stories. And a lot of you ask if the stories are all true. In the early days, I accepted submissions, and you know, people say they're true, but I don't know. And some of them are obviously just tales. I think I marked most of those. That was the early days, but here recently it's been missing persons or stories that, yes, they're supposed to be, you know, backed by facts, or, you know, I mean, as close as you can be to the supernatural, having facts, but yes, I'm trying to focus on real events and not so much fiction ones. And if there is fiction ones from time to time, those are fun. I will let you know. They will be labeled as such. So I wish you could have seen the horny toad. Man, it's so funny to see a wild creature. When I picked him up, to see a wild creature get so mad for about 10 seconds, squirming and going crazy, and I'm just like, calm down, I'm not gonna hurt you. After 10 seconds, he did not want to leave. Like literally, when I put him down, he just sat there, and I had to like shoo him away to make him go into the brush and leave. He was loving getting petted and the warmth from me carrying him. So anyways, helicopter overhead. They know that I know. Okay, my friends, we will see you next time.